What the fuck is up, guys? Nick, the Metal Nerd, back with another episode of My Scary Stories to Tell. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing great out there. I am glad to be back, telling some more spooky stories, some more occurrences that have been happening around the house. Of course, per usual, there is stuff going on. Now, this episode is called The Cursed Leg. So, it having to do with some more things related to animals. And I don't know if it's related to anything like having to do with witchcraft or anything like that, but I don't know. I think it's interesting and it was kind of spooky. It's kind of scary a little bit. It was just kind of off-putting. So to start the story off, so one night, of course, hanging out, my friend DJ, Dr. Shredder, you may call him, he does music, shout out. We're just hanging out. I let the dogs out to go use the restroom. And they're only out there for maybe like 30 seconds or so. Like, not even that long. And I just hear them barking and freaking out. Open the door, they all run in. And there's this freaking leg, like a huge, like, hind leg. It wasn't even like it's one thing if like sometimes they'll bring squirrels or something, and it's obvious, but like it's like from a little rodent. But this was like a pretty big leg, like a dog leg maybe. I don't know. I couldn't really identify it because most of the bone on it, most of the flesh on it was gone. It was mostly bone, just kind of sheared off, just right there on our back porch. So I don't know if they grabbed it, the dogs, and brought it back and started eating it and realized it was a dog and started freaking out like, oh no, we're cannibals. But I don't know, it was cool. I don't think there's enough time. They're only out there for like a little while, So I don't know, it's kind of scary. Like, I don't know, we end up having to pick up the leg and get rid of it. But I mean, just to see a whole hind leg there was pretty crazy. And I was like, okay, like maybe it was just the dogs. So I don't know. It's just, I guess reason I'm kind of thinking that might be something is that there was this there's this neighbor that been kind of hassling us about our dogs and stuff, and I don't know if she's maybe doing some kind of brujeria or something like that. Oh, sorry. I don't know if she's doing some kind of brujeria, anything like that. Not really accusing her, really. It's just kind of, I don't know, I guess, because she's always shouting over the fence, right? So I guess the way that I would describe her is like the witch on Hereditary. The one that's kind of was like getting close to the mom, if you've seen the movie. And at some point, that witch is there shouting like at her kid at school from over the fence. That's what kind of reminded me of the witch from Hereditary, So she's always hassling us. I caught her on our property, like, not long after that. I don't know what she was doing. By the time I was going to open the door, she was walking off the property and stuff, so I was like, what the hell? And not long after that, I was out there, and I saw the dogs, around something. It was like a fucking spine. It was like a piece of maybe from another dog. It's a pretty big little piece. So it's kind of creepy, like these animal parts are like turning up in my backyard, and it's kind of freaking me out a little bit. And there's also been, other things going on around the house. I always talk about the shadows I see in the hallway, and that's still going on and all that. Still see them pretty often, sometimes when I'm going to bed. And we actually, we put like a smart light in the hallway, and we set it to motion detection, and even whenever no one's around, it kept flickering on and off, like it's supposed to turn on when we walk over there. So it just kind of kept flipping out till it finally just burned out. And it could have just been a bad bulb, but with things in the hallway, other people have seen them too. You know, I think my uncle was here the other day, and I was in the room laying down. You know, wasn't feeling too well with my leg, and so he started seeing shadows in the hallway, like going towards the room, my room where I was laying in. So you know, he's telling Cassie that that he thinks they're after me. Maybe I don't know. Which I mean, it's possible, I suppose. But and that he was like yelling at them to leave this house and all that, and he was outside doing the lawn in the backyard, and he said that he saw a little girl in the window, like watching him, and I don't know, like that. That's kind of creepy. I haven't seen a little girl. Like I said, I've seen the shadows, but nothing pertaining to a little girl. So I thought that was interesting and kind of spooky, you know. Just staring at him from the window. So yeah, it's very quickly turning into fucking Amityville. They had the little girl that was talking to the ghost on there too. So it's kind of, I think that's kind of interesting. I'm just seeing these parallels. I said it on like very first or second episode that it's like Amityville horror a little bit. But yeah, so that's been going on. He also said the back garage is like really haunted, I guess. Like, I mean, I could see that. It's a spooky fucking garage out in the back. Not to say I've ever really seen anything back there, but I mean, I guess it's possible. He said my backyard is just kind of open, so I feel like it's almost like inviting things in. So, you know, really working on getting the fence back there. That'd at least be a start to like not welcome fucking things into my house. So yeah, so you know, definitely things going on. It's just kind of, it is just definitely constant activity. I do have to deal with it like every day. It's usually when I'm going to sleep. I think even last night. I usually like stay up a little bit after Cassie goes to sleep, and I went to the room, and I kind of cried out a little bit because whenever I freaking walked in, I thought I saw this really tall shadow standing over the bed, like really tall, like almost to the ceiling tall. And then, you know, I kind of blinked my eyes and it went away. So I wasn't entirely sure whether or not it was actually there, or just my eyes playing tricks on me, you know. But I actually kind of like went, oh, for a second. Like I was like, shit, you know. So, like, oh, shit. What is that? So yeah, they're very present, especially now. I've been feeling a little bit more on edge, but not as bad as like last year. That was, you know, a lot of activity going on. But at this point, it's just kind of consistent. You know, I do my best to kind of ignore it. Obviously, right now, it's not ignoring. You have to acknowledge it now. But I mean, it's there. You know. So yeah. I think that covers most of the things that have been happening. But yeah, so let me see. Trying to find out if it's relative to what I can find. There we go. There we are. There we are. Oh yeah, so check this out. Check this shit out. So it's all like these animal parts that were covered in fucking. There's really no audio. Fix this. So all these things, all these animal parts are pretty much found in Brazil. I mean, it's a little bit more like I'm just speaking Spanish, so you can't really. But yeah, a lot of it's things around the rainforest and stuff like that. So a little bit more fancy animals are used in witchcraft rituals. But let's see. Oh, there we go. It's a little bit better. Fix this. There we go. Boom, boom. But yeah, so one second, pause that. I'll be something to watch in a second, but let me see. So the place of the dog in superstition as revealed in Latin literature. So this is a paper that was done. It's talking about just as far as what dogs are usually used in and like witchcraft is. So among many people's dogs are employed in rites of aversion, both in the popular religion and the religion of the organized community, because dogs drive away persons and animals which are harmful to their masters. They are natural instruments for driving away evils, whether real or potential. Parts of dogs are as effective for this purpose as the real animals. The mosaic or pain dog, like read the visitor at the time. It's just saying how the painting could be used to ward off evil spirits. In popular belief, the gallbladder of a black male dog acts as a talisman against harmful magic. The blood of a dog is placed under the threshold, kept away evil spirits, especially the spirits of the dead, which are believed to haunt the spot and which might harm the living members of the family. So, I mean, I think it seems like most dogs are used as protection, so maybe, I mean, I don't know, I guess unless someone that I know is just trying to protect me, and put these things on my backyard, would be an interesting theory because I don't know anyone that really is into this kind of stuff. So, let me see. Some early modern art, which is often depicted with an animal as their attribute, a depiction which remains open to multiple interpretations. Metamorphosis into animals is well known, with or without the help of the devil, which is changed. What the fuck? Or confessed into changing into wolves, dogs, cats, frogs, birds. So they're talking about shape shifting. It's hard to find any. I mean, it's definitely interesting. People are writing papers about this stuff and like what dogs are used in. Let's see, in parts in pagan and yeah. So most of this is kind of more attributing to animals. So it'd be kind of hard to find something. I mean, I guess dogs and satanic rituals. Let's see. Okay, so kill puppies for Satan. That's what that says. The devil in dog form. Okay, so this could be another thing. So let's put off the witchcraft and maybe it's more. Witchcraft is actually different than people that worship Satan. The study on devil and dog form, a starting point in Gulf Foss. There, Mephisto is introduced in the form of a black poodle. After Foss abandons the idea of suicide, he goes within his one. Famulus Wagner. I mean, is that okay? I guess that's the type of dog. On their way home, they are joined by a rather strange acting black poodle, which later on in Foss study reveals itself as a devil. The important feature of the Faust drama has its basic folklore rather than literary sources. Some of the early reports on the historical Faust is just Faust has his familiar spirit, a shaggy black dog. This name is Spanish. Let's see When Goth got the idea of introducing the devil as a poodle, or what his specific literary sources were, seems, however, to represent a rather narrow view of the problem, which one considers a vast amount of folklore on the devil as the dog current in Germany. dog has been suspected of aiding and abetting the arch enemy, of fighting with the form which he circulating among men, of guarding the underworld, of calling off men to the realm of the dead, of hunting bridges and roads to obstruct men's way or to lead them astray, of following night travelers, often confronting them to death. So it's just basically saying how the devil comes in dog form and kind of tries to lead you off the path. So I think that's kind of interesting. That is kind of like, it would be like an interesting thing that could be going on if like some of these are coming as like a warning, as you will. So I think that's pretty interesting. But yeah, I mean, I think since I've been here, I've had a lot of things happen that are relative to dogs. So that includes, obviously seeing the black dog, seeing seeing the black dog more than a couple of times. And then just, I don't know, dogs just acting weird, coming to my, like, they come in my yard like, they own the place. Like, I don't know, like I said, there was not that long ago that where a couple of dogs just were like kind of like trying to get in the house. It was a black dog. It wasn't the same one. It was a different one, because the one that I see is like a lot bigger. This was kind of like a smaller black dog, a little bit more medium sized. The one I saw was huge. All right, but it was like howling at my door. So I don't know. It's definitely developed a strange, creepy relationship around here with dogs. I am glad that I have my dogs here to kind of ward off anything. So in a way, I kind of feel safer having them around the house. I mean, because of my injury, I'm home a lot, so they do tend to keep me company whenever I'm on my lonesome. So yeah, definitely some strange happenings. Different people have definitely experienced different things. I tend to kind of go through the same cycle at this point. But some other people are honestly like experiencing some of these things, and that's usually how I kind of validate what's going on, because I'm not the only one seeing them. There are things that happen that I'm like, okay, maybe it's just in my head or something like that. Maybe it's an optical illusion. Who knows? But no, I mean, other people are saying it. We've been hearing noises too. That's where I draw. It's one thing seeing something. It's another thing getting like any sort of auditory, like talking or noises, and it's starting to get to that point with the noises. I haven't heard any talking. I don't think I've ever heard like an auditory voice talking to me. Thank God. But I have heard, just strange noises. I think the other day, like me and my wife were just sitting at the in the living room, and we started hearing all this scratching noise, like a loud scratching noise, and it was super sick. Thought it was one of the pets, but we look around and everyone is around us, like kind of crashed out, like all the pets, even the cat. So we're like, what the hell? We kind of like, I'm not even gonna go look, because that was weird. So yeah, it's starting to get to the point because where more noises are happening. And there's not really much of an explanation. I know. I mean, the other day we heard like a loud bang, and then I was just kind of like, And sometimes it might just be our door. Our door kind of hangs loose, so if it's really windy, it'll bang against. Like the other day, I woke up, and it sounded like something was going on, like someone was trying to break in, and I just kept calling out, like, "Hey, stop it!" And I think it's ended up being my door, but. I mean, there's just been other noises and stuff like that'll happen that are really loud, and we're like, everyone's in bed, we're all here. So, yeah, definitely with the noise and everything, it's definitely coming to a head. So that's just something that is going on. yeah, but I'll keep you updated. Anything else that happens. Oh, also, um, probably the next thing. Hopefully, if I can get my friend to go along, um, kind of go on a little mini adventure, kind of. So my friend DJ claims to see something in the back roads of Hondo every time he passes by a specific place. He says he sees like a shooting light that shoots across his like in front of his car. So it's such every time he goes, he sees it. So I want to go check it out, record it, see if we catch it on camera, and then come back and review it with you guys. Maybe both of us. I'd be kind of because he's got a lot of stories about the back roads, and he seems to encounter these cryptoid creatures. I guess is what is the best thing to call them. Um, he said that last time he was going down this road that he saw something like next to like a couch. It was it was in front of like a tossed out couch. It was like crouched over and then stood up, and it was really tall, like 7 or 8 feet tall. Something like, I guess best he could describe it was something like Bigfoot. Just something really tall. And that it just kind of trotted off into the woods, and it still was broad daylight. So, and apparently that's not the only thing. I think the other something they saw that had like wings and was like kind of crouched over and saw him and took off and flew off. I think it was a few of them in the car. I mean, the way it's describing it was kind of like a weird kind of bat or something, which there are giant bats, right? There are huge bats that'll probably look like fucking demons, but I mean, the way he described it, I was like, dude, that's a fucking demon, or just a really fucking huge bat, but, I don't know, but, hopefully I can get him to come on. He's a little shy, but he contributes a lot to my podcast. He does like most of the music, even this right now. Sometimes we do it together and kind of come up with something, but it's mostly him. So shout out to the D-Man, Dr. Shredder. His tag name. It's got no legs yet, but hopefully we get him online and get him going on something. But yeah, some pretty creepy stories there, and I'm gonna try to catch something in the back east. So hopefully that's something that we're able to do. But yeah, so I'm going to upload this on not Facebook. I'll do a post on Facebook, but watch out for us on Spotify, of course. My scary stories to tell. I'm kind of trying to direct people mostly towards there. YouTube as well. But the Metal Nerd channel is kind of be more of a broad channel where I just post content. I may just post clips. I may stop posting whole episodes, and save the full episodes for Spotify. So it's like I'll post some clips on YouTube, and then if you want to watch the whole thing, maybe go check it out on Spotify. I don't know. I mean, that's how I'm doing it with the Metal Nerd podcast. But I kind of have to because there's just like instances where I might get claimed. So that's just something I got to watch out for. But yeah, so so keep an eye out for some new episodes. I'm gonna do a Metal Nerd podcast probably pretty soon, maybe even tomorrow. Because I already pretty much have it ready. I'm ready to go. So yeah, I'm trying to just post more content. So yeah, check out the content I post on bands and stuff like that. Any of my clips. Also, I'm seeing that a fair amount of my watchers, my viewers on YouTube, are unsubscribed, like 80 or 90%. So please, please smash that like button. Subscribe. So that way, get some more. I don't have much subscribers. I have a fair amount of listeners. It reaches out a fair amount. So please just subscribe, like, and subscribe so you can see any other content that I post. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated with any new episodes. Hopefully, I'm able to get something going soon as far as going to the back roads. I can ride around the car. That should be okay. I think I still want to go out in San Antonio and do all that, but it should be okay to be in the car and just ride around. Unfortunately, not really like get off and investigate. I don't really want to do that anyway. I'd rather just stay in the car. It's always safest. But yeah, thank you for watching this episode, guys. I will be posting more content here soon. Just keep an eye out. But yeah, have a good one, guys. I will see you guys soon. The Battle Nerd podcast coming out next. So just keep an eye out. All right. Thank you. Keep it spooky.